lesson, The Fisherman and His Wife. Reading of pages 90 till 94. It was dark grey and wild, and the fisherman was afraid. He called to the fish, and it came swimming at once to the top of the water. "What does she want now?" it asked. "She wants to be king," he replied. "Go home," said the fish. "She is king already." So the fisherman went home, and he heard trumpets and bugles, and he saw rows of soldiers guarding the castle. He went inside, and there was his wife. She was sitting on a high throne made of gold and diamonds. On her head she wore a great crown of pure gold, set with shining jewels. On each side of her stood 6 ladies in waiting. Each was a head smaller than the one next to her. The fisherman stared at his wife. "So now you are king?" he said. "Yes," she replied. "Now I am king." He stared at her again and said, "Now there is nothing else you can wish for." "We shall see," replied his wife. That night the fisherman slept well, for he was tired. But his wife hardly slept at all. She was so busy trying to think what to wish for next. In the morning, when the sun rose, it shone in through the window. "Ah," thought the fisherman's wife, "I will wish to be lord of the sun and the moon. Then I will be able to tell the sun when to rise and when to set. And I'll be able to tell the moon when to rise and when to set." She pushed her husband with her elbow and said, Wake up, go to the fish and ask it to make me lord of the sun and the moon." The fisherman was so shocked at the very thought that he fell out of bed. "What did you say?" he asked. "I want to be lord of the sun and the moon," she replied. "I want to tell the sun when to rise and when to set. I want to tell the moon when to rise and when to set. Go on. Go and ask the fish." No," said the fisherman. "I can't do that." "Yes, you can," went on his wife. "I am king, and you must do what I say. Go and ask the fish to make me lord of the sun and the moon." No," said the fisherman again. "I can't do that." But he went out all the same. His heart was heavy, and as he walked, a great storm arose. The wind was so wild and strong that he could hardly stand against it. The sky grew black as pitch. Lightning flashed and thunder rolled to the mountains. White foam was tossed up and down on the dark sea, and the waves were as high as the church tower. The fisherman trembled with fear. He called to the fish, but he could hardly hear his own voice above the storm. He shouted to it, and it came swimming at once to the shore. "What does she want now?" it asked. And the fisherman could see that it was very angry. She wants me to ask you to make her lord of the sun and the moon. She wants to tell the sun when to rise and when to set. She wants to tell the moon when to rise and when to set. "Go home," said the fish. "You will find her in your old hut again." So the fisherman went home, and when he got there was no big stone castle, there was no little cottage, there was only the shabby little hut where he and his wife had lived in the beginning. And there they still live to this day.